So if you're a job seeker in 2026, there are things you should know while applying for a position that you're applying for currently in order to position yourself better to actually land such a role. First, you need to position yourself to be the exact solution of the company that you're applying for, the position you're applying for. What does that mean? Talk about branding. Your resume and your LinkedIn profile has to match so that when potential employers check your profile, they can know what you stand for within few seconds, what you represent. Now we talk about the advent of AI. AI is everywhere. AI is affecting lots and lots of roles, but then you can actually leverage AI in order to better position yourself. Now you need to also master how to bypass the normal ATS. Now how can you do that? Think about things like direct outreach. And if you're wondering what is ATS, let me quickly explain in very simple terms. ATS means Applicant Tracking System. It is just a software used by hiring managers, employers in order to make the hiring process seamless. With ATS, they'll be able to compare the keywords that you used in your resume, because you are meant to use certain keywords that are peculiar to the role you're applying for. So it will compare it to the job description and know if you are a good candidate, if you're one of the top ranked candidates. So I'm not going to talk about what ATS means, but then you have to know how to bypass this ATS through things like direct outreach. Now this direct outreach just means being able to master how to connect directly to hiring employers, HR personnel. Now while reaching out to the HR or staff in your target company, you should be able to communicate what you stand for, the role you're applying for, in a clear and concise manner, explaining your interest and your suitability for the role. Now if you don't do it well, you might miss the chance, but then if you master this art of knowing how to connect directly with them, then you stand a better chance to actually bypass this ATS, right? Because now you're directly connecting or reaching out to these people that are hiring for that position. Now I'm going to put a description message on how you can use such clear messages to actually reach out to these hiring managers. So feel free to tweak it to your taste, but then let it be a guide, not really a standard, but let it be a guide on how you can connect directly to hiring managers using direct outreach approach. You also need to know how to strategize very well. Now I was going through a certain course some time ago. I read something that says if you want to apply for a particular position, let's say virtual assistant or software engineer in a particular company, have a list of all those companies, like your target companies, maybe 10 of them, right? So you target these 10 companies, identify the active employees in that company, people that are already working in that particular company, maybe in your position or in the same department that you wish to work in someday, right? Or when you're applying for a job. So you target these people on LinkedIn. Learn how to engage with them. LinkedIn is not such a scary platform. It's actually, first of all, a social media platform which connects people and help you to just get across your message to one or two persons, right? Or lots and lots of persons rather. But then again, you don't have to be scared. So you can actually reach out to these people on just a normal note without asking for anything. You will learn how to connect better when you don't have anything, any hidden agenda, basically, because you need to earn people's trust before you can even request for something. But then when you just connect with them just in a normal note, oh hi, I wish to connect with you, in this company. So you just connect with them. You could even use the direct approach, but then without necessarily saying that you're applying for a position or you want to ask for their opinion. No, at that point you can just connect with them on a very friendly note. I saw that, hello, make sure you personalize their name. Hello, let's say Susan, for example. I saw that you worked in this place or you work in this place, and I just wish to connect with you because I'm actually in the same field. That's it. Nothing huge. And if they respond, fine. If they don't, fine. I've actually had to do that before and the person responded to me, no hidden agenda. Now you don't just stop there, you engage meaningfully on their post. It's not enough to just like, it's not enough to just repost. Even if you want to repost, I prefer for you to repost with your personalized thoughts, which will also have a relationship with whatever they shared, or you provide a different approach or a different opinion to whatever they have shared while reposting. I'm just trying to say, learn how to engage meaningfully with such people that you've connected with, right? That way they get to know you, they get to have at the back of their mind that there's someone that is actually interested in what they are doing and is supportive and is sharing opinion. And then if you ever see the need to help them in certain areas, maybe to offer help, and you know you are really good at that, feel free to go for it, offer it, and make sure that you give it your 100%. That way you're getting noticed. And if, for example, one day actually comes and then you are ready with your application, with your resume, everything is intact, and you wish to now reach out to them, it's not going to be on a cold email. Let's put it like that. You know what I mean, right? If you don't know, cold email just means when someone does not actually expect you to send them a message or something, you just straight up start talking to them. They didn't ask for your opinion or something, you just start hitting their DM and all of that. But then now at this point, it's not like that. They're already used to you, they know you subconsciously, you're already engaging on their posts, and also it will be a very smooth landing at that point to actually ask for their referral, maybe for the position you're applying for. That way you have a better chance of actually getting it from them. Now, another thing you should know, yes, I like to keep it snappy, is to know how to actually request insights from these people. Remember that you have a list and you've connected with them and you've been engaging. You should know how to actually request an insight from them. Let's say there's a position, there's an offer out there, the company has actually posted a job offer and you wish to apply because you feel like you are the right person for it. Your skills and your professions and every other detail in your resume match to that particular job description, you want to go for it, you can actually ask for their insight. So you don't just apply blindly. They will tell you things that will better position you. Seek for their advice, basically. Seek for these people's advice, the employees' advice about the role, so that it will help you to learn about the opportunity and to make a stronger impression. Okay, now you're leveraging them to your advantage. More than ever in 2026, while applying for a job, you need to know how to brand yourself. Talk about branding. Personal branding is such a huge topic. I've gone to occasions and they talk about it, but now more than ever I see the need for it, especially now. If you are applying for a job in 2026, there are smarter ways to do it than just using the LinkedIn Easy Apply, and you feel like you're going to compete with millions of people that are actually using that same button to apply for that role. I heard a saying that goes this way. It says, if you do something, I'm trying to just use my own word, paraphrase it rather. If you do something and you see that it is easy for you to do it, trust me, other people are going to find it easy to do it. But if you do something and it's challenging to you, it takes a lot of effort from you, it takes a lot of brain work from you, others are going to find it the same way. Or at least most persons, let's put it like that, because it also depends on your experience. But generally, that's just it. So imagine if you go through the higher routes, getting across to these people, connecting with them, engaging with them, requesting for insights, mastering some things that you need to know in order to actually gain such from those people. You're taking the higher road already. Using AI, you can actually use AI to prompt it on how you can request for insights from such employees. So just make sure that you keep it short and snappy so they will not be bored reading your long message. So back to personal branding. You need to have a brand that will position you as a solution to the company's problem. Now, when I talk about branding is necessarily what you stand for. When people look at your profile, what's the first thing, what's the impression you've made on people? What do they see? What do they know about you? What is your brand? What are you selling to us as you yourself? Now, you have to be really consistent with this branding. It doesn't take a day. It's something that you keep evolving. Branding does not mean the fact that you are a software engineer specializing in backend does not mean that one day you cannot wake up and decide to be a full stack engineer. Your brand evolves, but then you have to communicate it. In fact, while communicating it, you have to be loud about it. Just like influencer, content creating, you need to push yourself out there. Personally, I'm somebody that if it were left to me, if it were to be my choice, I'd rather just hide somewhere and do my thing without necessarily being out there. But no, you don't have to do that in 2026. You don't have to do that this era. Trust me, you have to market yourself. You have to be like a content creator rather. You have to be really intentional about your content creating skills on your branding. Your brand has to be like a content creator in its intentionality. So branding is just a way to focus more on the long-term goal of what you want, which is a job, your dream job. Now, why branding helps so much is because it offers you what we call an inbound opportunity. Now, I know you might be wondering, in case you don't know, what is she talking about? I hate to put out a content that people are not going to understand what I'm talking about and I'm just speaking English. No, that's not what we do here. So with inbound opportunities, I mean this time around we're reversing the whole thing. Instead of you reaching out to them, your brand becomes so solid such that potential clients, customers and employers, they are now the one looking for you. They find you and they approach you. So you need to have your brand. When you talk about branding is a whole lot. I probably would have to drop a content on branding, but then just know that branding is what you stand for, what you communicate to people that you do. On your LinkedIn profile, your description about yourself should be such that once anybody reads it, they will know what you stand for. And it has to be optimized with keywords that are related to the position or the skill that you have, right? The position you are currently in your career life. So you have to look out for such keywords, use them in your description, optimize your profile such that when they look at your profile, within few seconds, they know if you are the person they are looking for. They know if you are the solution to their problem. So now, even with your branding and while working on your brand and all, while waiting for it to actually get to a point where it will attract such inbound opportunity, you can actually still send out cold emails to such companies offering your skills to them. In marketing, we call it campaigns. Yes, having a campaign, brand marketing campaign. So you see that there's a whole lot to it. So that's why I said when you're applying for a job, there's an easy route and there's a higher route. So you would want to take the higher route because most applications or job opportunities are not really advertised. Yes, but then by the time you position your brand, by the time you know how to directly connect with them through outreach, direct outreach, know how to strategize very well, know how to build your brand very well, you know how to leverage AI prompting in terms of your job application, you stand a better chance of actually getting the job you want to get. So in conclusion, we talked about a lot of things, what you need to know as a job seeker in 2026, especially while applying for a role using LinkedIn or some other platforms. You need to know how to connect directly, market your brand. You need to know how to request insights from companies. You need to know how to strategize very well, long-term plan. So I hope that at the end of this video you must have picked something, one thing, two things, just pick something.